The screen opens in total silence, a frozen wasteland stretching endlessly beneath a pale sky. Snow drifts slowly across abandoned ruins, and the wind carries a hollow echo like the world itself is breathing its last. A distant alarm suddenly pierces the quiet, sharp and unnatural, cutting through the emptiness. A figure runs across the ice, their breath visible, panic in every step. A voice begins, low and controlled, almost emotionless. They say the world didn't end in fire or war, it ended in silence. Systems failed, cities collapsed, and the survivors were left with one truth: only the strongest adapt. The scene shifts to a massive fortified structure rising out of the snow like a steel mountain. Floodlights sweep across its walls, armed guards patrol every corner. Inside, technology hums with life, screens glowing, machines operating like nothing outside ever changed. This place is called Apex. Inside Apex we see people training, fighting, surviving. A group of recruits stand in a line, each marked with numbers instead of names. A commander walks past them slowly, eyes sharp, voice cold. He explains that Apex is not a shelter, it is a proving ground. Only those who rise above fear, pain and weakness earn the right to stay. A young woman steps forward, her face determined despite the exhaustion in her eyes. She says she didn't come here to survive, she came to win. The commander studies her, then smirks slightly, as if amused by her confidence. The tone shifts as we see brutal training sequences, combat drills, endurance tests in freezing temperatures, psychological trials designed to break the mind. People collapse. Some scream, others disappear entirely. The voice returns, saying that Apex doesn't just test the body, it exposes the truth of who you are. Quick cuts reveal different contestants. A former soldier haunted by his past, a hacker who knows secrets about Apex no one else does, a silent fighter who never speaks but never loses. Each one carries their own story, their own reason for being here. Suddenly, everything changes. An explosion rocks the facility, lights flicker, alarms blare, chaos erupts. The secure world of Apex begins to crack. The young woman runs through corridors as smoke fills the air. She grabs a weapon, her hands steady despite the chaos. Over the intercom, a distorted voice announces that the system has been compromised. The trials are no longer controlled. This is no longer a test. Now it is a hunt. Doors slam open. Automated defenses activate. Drones swarm through the halls. Contestants who were once allies turn against each other in desperation. The rules have changed, and no one knows who is in control anymore. The hacker frantically types at a terminal, trying to override the system. He realizes something terrifying. Apex was never meant to end. It was designed to evolve, to eliminate weakness on its own. The commander watches from a control room, blood on his face but a strange calm in his expression. He whispers that this is what Apex was always meant to become. Not a training ground, but the future of humanity. The young woman confronts him, demanding answers. He tells her that survival isn't enough anymore. The world needs something stronger, something better. Apex chooses who deserves to rebuild. She refuses to accept that. She says humanity isn't about being the strongest. It's about choosing to protect each other. For a moment there's silence between them, the weight of two completely different beliefs colliding. Outside, a storm begins to rage. Snow and wind slam against the structure as if the world itself is trying to destroy Apex. Inside, the fight intensifies. Every corridor becomes a battlefield, every decision means life or death. The soldier faces his past in a brutal fight, finally letting go of the guilt that held him back. The silent fighter reveals unexpected emotion, risking everything to save someone else. The hacker uncovers the final truth. Apex is connected to something much larger, a network that could reshape the entire world. The young woman reaches the core of the facility, a massive chamber filled with glowing machinery, pulsing like a living organism. This is the heart of Apex, the system that decides everything. She stands before it, breathing heavily, knowing this is the moment that defines everything. The voice returns one last time, asking a simple question. What does it mean to survive? Her hand hovers over the controls. Around her, the facility begins to collapse. Fire spreads, metal twists, the storm outside grows louder, quick flashes of everything we've seen. The training, the pain, the sacrifices, the choices. She closes her eyes for a second, then makes her decision. The screen cuts to black. A single line appears, only one will rise. The title slams onto the screen with a deep, echoing impact. Apex. The sound of the storm continues, fading slowly into silence.